Welcome to Mahler's Mods, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm sitting here, I'm cleaning up my filming location. I kind of thought I would give you a little bit of a tour. Now keep in mind, these blasters right here are some of the great purge that I've had over the past few days. I've been moving a lot of blasters upstairs that I no longer play with or I don't use a lot anymore, and they were just taking up space down here, so I would just put them upstairs into storage. Okay, so let's begin, shall we? So, as I said, these are the blasters that are going upstairs. You know, there's a Lima, there's a Viper, there's a Fire Rat, there's a Busby blaster, there's a toy grenade launcher that shoots green gas shells. Real eclectic group. This is the magazines that I use for testing. There's a bunch of just random assorted magazines that are for testing. There's a Coda mag, there's a Dartzer mag, there's a Siren mag, there's some worker mags in there, N series mags, Busby mags, Nerf mags, you know, just all kinds of random things. Over here, this is my Talon magazine stand that I use occasionally. It's great, but it doesn't like for certain blasters like my Saber because it's so long and heavy. I need a heavier duty mag stand for that. Well, that's just a bag of random long darts that I'll use for testing. There's just all kinds of just different types. There's also some N series darts in here. Over here, these are all short darts right here. All those boxes right there are short darts. This white box, that's a box of cut down Mega Aki Strikes from Moose. And down there, that's another box of just like random short darts. Now, some people have a blaster wall. Now, I really don't have a lot of room for blaster walls and stuff like that. Plus, aside from that, my house is plaster and lath. And if anybody's worked with plaster and lath, it's not easy to work with. Just saying, it's very detailed, involved, and I'm not going to do that. So, I kind of stack my blasters like this, and these are the ones I've used the most often over the past couple of years. So, I'll tell you a little bit about each one of them. Like this one here, that's a toy grenade launcher that I picked up off of AliExpress. And I modded it to shoot green gas grenade shells. It'll shoot a Mega XL dart at like 150 FPS now, which is pretty cool. It's just like a thumper. That is my Worker Phoenix 2.0. That's a 150 FPS flywheeler. It's a pretty cool blaster. That blaster there, that's a Maxim Pro. That's a 150 FPS flywheeler from Adventure Force for like $40. The blaster right next to it, that is my um, Adventure Force Aeon Pro X. That one's been modified. All these blasters have been modified in some form or another, ladies and gentlemen. With the exception of like the AEGs and stuff like that. But it's a pretty nice blaster. The Adventure Force Aeon Pro does like 160 or so out of box. Nice little blaster, 180 FPS. That is a Hankey MP7 AEG Nerf blaster. I picked that one up off of M416. It's a really nice blaster, but I definitely would not take it out in public. It looks way too real, and I wouldn't want to get liquidated. That right there is a Busby Twist Fury by Taffy. I got a couple Taffy blasters in here. That one's got a short dart kit in it. It does about 170 FPS. That is a BK2, not a 1S, but this is a BK2, one of the few 2S's out there because they stopped making it. It's literally the same blaster though. That thing on top of it, that's a T238 tracer unit as well. Gives it a nice burst fire effect, really cool. That's my Ubiquitous XLS right there. It's an okay blaster, but it creaks when you shoot it just because the plastic's so thin. Down here I have my Siren Blink. Over here I have my Viper. That's my Worker Kuna right there. It's a fabulous little It's a fabulous sniper blaster. That blaster does 350 FPS on normal darts with a 1.8 cut down swift spring. It's a tank. It truly is. I love it. Nice bolt action blaster. That's my HPA pistol right there. That blaster does 400 FPS and it shoots 50 cal foam balls. That's my uh, Dart Zone Venom Pro, Max Venom Pro. This is a C4 caliber built by Frontline Foam. That is my DZP MK 1.2. That blaster is a really nice blaster once you modify it. All you gotta do though, really, to get it to shoot nice, just take a screwdriver to it right out of the box and just take out the dart tooth and you're good. Don't ask me why that they didn't do that. I guess they're lazy, but whatever. This is a DZP 1.1, one of the original versions. This is not the collector's version, 1/1,000. No, this is just the Target version. It's a pretty nice blaster. This blaster shoots like 230 to 250 on normal darts with a brass barrel in it, saber tip by FFW. If you notice, I have scars on all of my blasters just because I don't like interchanging scars. I'm lazy like that. Here I have a skewer made by, designed by Taffy and built by Pink Dragon Tuning. It's a really nice little skewer. Over here I've got my Worker Seagull. That's a beautiful blaster with all saber internals in it. Behind that is my Harpoon. That's just like a hunting skewer, if you will, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pretty cool blaster. Over here, I have my S100 War Saint. That's an awesome blaster as well. I was surprised to get that one off at the Airsoft Mega Store on Amazon for $80. It's a steal at that price. This is the Max Striker 2.0, that one right there. No, you can't see it very well, but that's a nice blaster. It does like 250. Right next to it is the Nexus Pro X. That one does 250 as well too. They've all been fully tuned with upgrade springs and longer barrels and collets from Xbox Games. I use a lot of Joe's products. This is a this is my Caliburn. This is my U series Caliburn. This is Mr. OP. This is the first Caliburn I ever got. This one was done by Captain Slug himself, built by him. But by now it's had many different parts in it. This one has metal parts in it by now that I installed. And it's rocking a Pro 26 spring with a spacer. It pops right around 300. It's a very nice blaster. That is a Prophecy that I won from that old Nerf guy. My son absolutely loves that blaster. That right there is a Razor Caliburn, ladies and gentlemen. That's a really cool blaster. It came out of China. It cost $180. The build quality on it's phenomenal, though. It's got a all aluminum machined upper with a polymer lower, and it's very easily modified. That blaster does 250 FPS, ladies and gentlemen. This blaster right here, the one that looks like an AR-15, that is a Milsig M79 foam dart blaster from Taiwan. It's an HPA blaster. It does 400 FPS in its current configuration. It's a nice blaster. What I have next to this is a white ZWQ S100S War Saint that has been modified. It shoots 300 FPS. It's got a bigger spring in it. It's got a 550 worker barrel in it. It's got a Saber beat car in it. The barrel, the threading on the new ZWQ blasters like the Bays, it's worker thread, so worker Harrier barrels fit. That's why it's got a 580 Harrier barrel in it. And this right here, this is my Kern. This is a shell ejection sniper rifle by Shellington. It's bolt action. It's really cool. My son loves that blaster. This is my Siren Mauler, and a lot of people hate on this blaster, but I actually like it. It's a decent blaster for what it is for $40. A few dollars I put into it to lengthen the barrel, put a B car on it, helped it out some. I'm happy with it, for what it is. That back there is my Lynx. That was printed by Midnight Blasters. Jason did a phenomenal job on it. I have nothing bad to say about that blaster. I've used it a couple times in wars. It's phenomenal. Over here, I have my Cynthia, and it's a bolt action blaster from Silly Butts. It's a nice little blaster. Next to it, I have this is the Alchemist by Silly Butts as well. Both of those were done by the Alchemist was done by Zoomed Out Tahova. That is a Talon Claw. That was assembled in kit form. It was sent to me in kit form. I forget who. I think it was Blaster Wolf sent that kit out to me. He sent out the printed parts, and I bought the hardware kit. That is Project Aurora right there, the blue blaster. It's a fabulous blaster. There was only 12 of those made. This blaster right here, this one right here, this is the Inverted Scales by Quick. It's an AEG blaster that does about 220 FPS. It's a nice little blaster. This blaster right here is my Bullpup Talon Claw. This blaster does about 270 to 280 FPS in its current configuration. Shoots really freaking hard for a CQB blaster, I'll tell you. That right there, of course, is my Worker Harrier. I love my Harrier. And this right here, this is my Saber Apex. If you notice, I saved the best for last. This blaster has a 30K spring in it and a 700 millimeter barrel and shoots over 400 FPS after a scar. I have shot holes through pumpkins with this blaster, ladies and gentlemen, at 10 feet. But in any event, ladies and gentlemen, I thought I would give you a brief tour of the filming location here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and to subscribe. And until next time, this is Milo's Mods signing off.